What do you get when you throw a big-breasted Gyaru girl in the same room as a meek virgin loner?
Diabetes.
One day, I was perfectly fine. Well, as fine as a fat man can be. But after reading this manga, I can't even feel my toes anymore. This manga is called Please Go Home Akutsu-San, or any of these different name variations. It was made by this person, Nagaoka Taichi, and it's a slice of life rom-com with a bit of etchiness to it. By etchiness, I'm talking about the main girl being a little provocative towards the main guy, but doesn't actually want to show anything. I could only assume that the mangaka is a classy gentleman and not a fellow feminist like myself. It is licensed by Seven Seas Entertainment, with 4 volumes already out and 2 more set to release this year. But if you're a straw hat, you'll find that the manga is already at chapter 170, and that might seem like a lot at first, but each chapter is about 4 to 6 pages long, so you'll be able to catch up in 2 days. What is this manga about? Well, it's about this girl, Akutsu, and one day she decides to take over this guy's room. And if you're wondering why he doesn't just kick her out, well, first thing is, he's scared. Second is, why would you? Oh no, a really hot, scary, delinquent girl took over my room and now she's talking to me? Okay, I understand the whole being scared of people talking to you thing. I'll give him that. But the dude gets a free show, so you win some, you lose some.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
So basically, the manga goes like this. The boy lives alone. The girl invades his house. The boy's too scared to tell her to leave. After spending time together, they slowly started to fall in love with each other. You know, the normal manga stuff. Speaking of love, the thing I love the most about this manga is the characters. We start off with the main guy. His name is Oyama Kota. And well, to be honest, I thought he was going to be a crappy main character, but to my surprise, he grows on me. You see, I despise when main characters are weak and never change, and I thought Oyama was going to be the same and somehow get the girl, but to my surprise, he changes. Somewhere along the line, he stops being afraid of her, starts talking to her like a normal guy, and even says what he truly feels, even if it's embarrassing to say. Like the time he tells her, "I want to protect you," which I took to be empty words, but later on in the chapters, he ends up protecting her. In my book, that gives him the green light to go for Akutsu. As for the main girl, her name is Akutsu Riko, and she's a gimme don't give a damn type of girl. In the story, she casually mentions a random guy flashing her, to which she responds by crushing his nuts. So, she's a very capable woman. The problem is that she's dense and a slight tsundere, meaning she doesn't realize her feelings for Oyama until about chapter 141. So it takes some time. And that's when she is naked with him in a hot spring during a vacation that they're having. You have to read the manga for the context of that. But at that time, she realized her true feelings, and now she's left with one choice only. She's too scared to ask him out, so she has to make him ask her out. And even though she never realized her feelings until chapter 141, every other side character kind of realized beforehand. Because when those two are together, they act like a married couple. They're always together, taking care of each other, and constantly thinking about each other, even when they're separate. The amount of cute moments that they have between each other is too much for even this character to handle. More on that character later. Anyways, the romance is pretty wholesome, so I'd love for you to give it a try. Let's talk about some of the side characters. The next set of characters that we get introduced to are Akutsu's best friends, Tanaka Misaki and Suzuku Yoko. Akutsu refers to them as Misaki and Yoko, so I will too. The two of them are shown together all the time, so you know that they're really good friends. Akutsu would be a part of this group as well, but she's too lazy to go to school. Misaki is the small one. She's shown to be the more responsible one, so she's in charge of Akutsu. And Yoko? Well, she's this big hungry slut. This girl has only 2 modes, hungry and horny. Following after them, we are introduced to my favorite character, Oya. She's a landlord's daughter and she's tasked with cleaning around the building and collecting rent. The unique personality trait of this woman is that she loves rom-coms. It's her form of escapism, and honestly, I can relate. She realizes that Akutsu and Oyama's relationship sort of plays out like a rom-com, so she decides that the most reasonable thing to do is camp out by their door and listen in on them in order to not miss any romantic developments. The biggest problem she faces is the fact that she can't see through the door. So sometimes she decides to take matters into her own hands and help push the two characters closer together. But most of the time you can find her at the last panel acting all giddy. Now the next two characters that show up don't really have much appearances in the manga. They are Hibiki, which is their kohai, and Oyama's mom. We don't get her name. Hibiki is who Akutsu used to hang out with before she started going to Oyama's house. Hibiki ends up getting a little too obsessed with Akutsu, which causes Akutsu to look for a new place to hang out with. Hence why she's now at Oyama's house. For a short time she tries to become Oyama's rival in order to win Akutsu back, but it doesn't work out. Oyama's mom. We don't know much about her. We do know that she's timid just like her son, and she already knew about Akutsu because every time she tried to call her son to check up on him, she could hear Akutsu in the background. The mom rightfully gets that Akutsu's only there to take over her son's room, but at this point in the story, Oyama likes Akutsu being around, so he ends up lying to his mom about her being his girlfriend. If not, his mom is ready to throw hands in order to protect her son. Don't mess with Mama Bear's cub. The last two characters that we get introduced to are Akutsu's mom and dad. Akutsu Reiko, and well, we don't get the dad's name. The mom is similar to her daughter. They're both scary delinquents. They both have very cute sides to them, and they're both equipped with WMDs. Due to their similar personalities, the two end up fighting each other a lot. But the mom understands her daughter's feelings because she sees herself in her daughter, back when she was young. The father, on the other hand, is sympathetic to Oyama, seeing as he was in the same situation that Oyama currently is in. He shows Oyama the best way to deal with his daughter, and that is by head pats, which is actually briefly shown to us back in chapter 34. Akutsu's parents are still very much in love. In fact, that is the reason why she never likes to be home. Hell, sometimes her mom even tells her not to come home. Try not to spoil much of the manga, because I would rather you read it yourself. So consider giving it a try. I read the manga multiple times in let's say different ways, and I've noticed something about the first volume. It's different. Depending on whether you're the type to sell on the Grand Line or the type to buy the manga, you might have a different art style. Somewhere down the line, the mangaka redid Akutsu's art, and he gave her a more mature look and even gave her more details to the clothing. This difference in art only seems to happen in the first volume, which covers the first 27 chapters. I don't know when the updated art was made, so I'm just going to call the original art style the original version and the updated art style the official release version, because the official release version is the one we get from 7 Seas Entertainment. But it's not just Akutsu that changes. Nagaoka-san even changes some of the scenes, and these are the ones I noticed. In chapter 12, Akutsu's reaction to a cockroach changes. In the official release version, the background is more zoomed in, causing Oyama to come in while crawling on the floor. In chapter 15, in the original version, Akutsu is shown to be talking to Oyama, then teleports behind him to give him a hug, then teleports back in order to see his reaction. But in the original version, she just turns around and does a surprise panty flash for his reaction. In chapter 17, in the official version, it makes more sense on how Akutsu would be talking to Oyama about stinking up the bed. In chapter 18, Akutsu's seating position changes. I feel like the original version made more sense, but who am I to deny the fans a panty shot? In chapter 20, in the official release version, they fixed Oyama's back to look straight and even gave him a different loop thought. With that being said, I made this video in order to spread the word about this manga. My hope was to convince you in giving this manga a shot. I plan to do more videos about mangas and animes in the hopes to spread the word about it. I know a lot of people already know about manga and animes, but I feel like some of them people don't know about, and these are the ones that I keep thinking about that I want to spread. So I plan to make more videos about manga and animes. So if you're interested in that, please consider liking and subscribing. If you had read this manga already, let me know down below what's your favorite moment. Who's your favorite character? And why is it Oya? If you decide to check out this manga because of me, let me know below what you thought of it. If you like it, cool. If you didn't, no hard feelings. I'm just glad you gave it a shot. Everybody has different tastes, and I just want to let you guys know about this one. Anyways, that's going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.